is July 31st, which means it is time for my monthly reading wrap-up. I read a pretty good amount of books this month, especially compared to my one book of June. It wasn't really hard to beat that, but mostly it was because there was the Booktubeathon, readathon, and that helped a lot. But I read 12 books this month, and I am currently reading one now, which I will say at the end. A lot of these books I did either get from the library, so I might not have them anymore, so I'll post a picture up here for those books. And then some of the books I've already gone over in my Booktubeathon wrap-up. I will tell which ones those are when I get to it, that way I don't have to restate everything. But the first two books I read this month were graphic novels, and that was Boxers and Saints by Jean Luen Yang. These are graphic novels about the Boxer Rebellion in China. The first one, Boxers, covers a Chinese boy and his problems with the incoming Christians and what he does to take care of the problem. And then Saints covers a Chinese girl and her conversion to Christianity, but not necessarily for the right reasons, and both of the characters interact in the book, and it was just really good. I gave this both a 4-star rating. The next book I got was a book that I was gifted by the author, and I cannot wait to go purchase the book so it matches my paperback of the first one that I own, and that was Next to You by Claudia Bergoa. This is the second book in the Life trilogy, I believe is what it's going to be. It is a young adult novel. It's the second book, so I'm not really going to go over what it's about because I don't want to spoil it. But the original book was about a girl and her boy that she sort of relies on this guy. They've known each other for a while. She has a very messed up past with a very unloving mother, a horrible stepsister, and a not-so-good ex-boyfriend, and something happens between the three of them that is really bad and just totally messes her up in the head, and it's like a sort of love story, and oh, it is so good. The first one is so good, and this one was just as good. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I would totally recommend this series. Cattail, hi. The next book I read was also a library book, and that was a graphic novel called Nothing Could Possibly Go Wrong by Prudence Shen and Faith Erin Hicks. Now, I have read a couple of Faith Erin Hicks books. I own 2 of them, I think, and I have enjoyed them. Same goes with this one. This was a graphic novel about a group of kids in high school and 2 groups, the cheerleaders and the sort of nerds, were fighting over school money. The cheerleaders wanted new outfits, and the nerds wanted, they were for the robotics club. They wanted to go to a, like a battle for their robotics club. And it involves one guy put in the middle between the two, his ex-girlfriend, a cheerleader, and his friend on the robotics club. And it was pretty funny in some parts, and I really enjoyed it. I would love to add this book to my shelf also, and I gave it a 4-star rating. After that was the Booktubeathon readathon, and that's when I actually have the books to show you. Now, these are the books that I'm not really going to talk about because I did talk about them in my wrap-up for the Booktubeathon, but I will tell you rating and everything. The first book I read was The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian by Sherman Alexie. This was a very cute book. Really enjoyed it. I definitely recommend it. I gave this a 4-star. The next book I read was The Uses of Boys by Erica Lorraine Scheidt. This was an okay book. Definitely has some older, mature content in it. So just keep that in mind. But it was okay. I liked it. I gave it a 3 stars. The next book I read was Eve and Adam by Michael Grant and Catherine Applegate. Again, this was an okay book. The story was enjoyable. I, read through it in one day, but I just wasn't that impressed with it. I gave this a 3-star also. The next book I read was Giants Beware by Rafael Rosado and Jorge Aguirre. This is a graphic novel about a little girl trying to save her village from a giant. This was a really cute book. I really enjoyed it, and I gave it a 4-star. And then that was all I read for the Booktubeathon. I read part of this book for the Booktubeathon, but didn't finish it. And that was This One Summer by Julian Tamaki and Mariko Tamaki. This is a graphic novel about a girl who goes on vacation to a lake house, and then there is another girl there who also goes on vacation there, and throughout the years they've become friends during the summer, and that's pretty much the story of them sort of hanging out or whatever, and how she's older than the friend that's goes there also, and she's having like family problems, and it was an okay book. I was actually sort of bored by it. Nothing stood out to me by it, and it was just okay. I actually almost put it down, but then I thought that was stupid because it's a graphic novel. It's not like it was going to take me that long to read. But this was ultimately, between the 2 3-star books and then picking up this one, that was the downfall for my Booktubeathon. But I gave this a 2-star rating. Then the next 2 books I read were also from the library and are also graphic novels. I have, if you've noticed a theme here this month, I read Zeta the Space Girl by Ben Hataki, and then the second one, Legends of Zeta the Space Girl. I really enjoyed both of these books. The first book is about a girl named Zeta, that's her. Her and her friend, this guy right here, get sucked into this like portal from an asteroid that falls from the sky, and they are sucked off to this planet, and she is trying to save her friend, and antics ensue, and it is really good. This guy's called the Piper, and then this guy's called Strong. I really liked him a lot. I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. And then here is the second book, Legends of Zeta the Space Girl. I'm not really going to go over this one because it is the second one and there are some spoilers, but I gave this one a 5 out of 5 stars. Also, highly recommend both of those books, super good. And then the last book I read for the month was Emily and the Strangers, The Battle of the Bands by Rob Rager, Mariah Huner, and Emily Ivy. I had this book for review, but it has recently been released, so I went ahead and picked it up from the library. It is a graphic novel based on the Emily the Strange books, which I do own, but I read the first couple of those and they're really good. I enjoyed them. This was cute. I gave this a 3-star. I still need to review it on the blog post. Most of these books I still have to review because I'm like way behind. But yeah, this is the last book I read. Definitely cute. Definitely recommend it, especially if you have read the Emily the Strange books before and you enjoyed them. And then the book that I am currently reading is Adaptation by Melinda Lowe. This book is really good so far. I am like 100 and something pages in, 143 pages in, so I still have a little ways to go. I'm going to try to finish this today, but I have a list of blog stuff to do, so not sure if that's going to happen, but I am really enjoying this book. It's a sort of sci-fi book about a girl and her crush. There is a weird thing that starts happening with birds, and then they're involved in a really bad car accident, and they are taken to a top secret facility, and because that's where they crashed by, and they're in the hospital there. And then weird things start happening, even weirder than they were with the birds, and she is in the LGBT community also, and yeah, that's about all I can tell you. But yeah, really liking it. It's good so far, so can't wait to finish that. And then a book that I got from the library that I know I'll be reading today is The Clockwork Girl by Sean O'Reilly and Kevin Hanna. This is another graphic novel. Yeah, I know, lots of graphic novels today. I have absolutely no clue what this book is about. I just saw the artwork when I was at the library the other day and thought it looked neat, so I picked it up. Thought, why not? It's a short one, won't take me long to read. It looks like fun. So we'll see. This will be in probably next month's wrap up. I'll mention it, but I know that I'm going to finish this book today. And that is it for my July wrap up. So yay, I'm super excited that I did much better than last month. I am at 69 books out of my 75 for my goal on Goodreads. I have bumped it up once already. I will not bump it up again, which I'm sure I'll make it to the 75. Not going to bump it up again. After I hit the 75, I'm just going to keep going like normal. If I had not a big goal to begin with this year. I read a lot of books last year. And I'm just taking it a little easier this year. So yeah, let me know in the comments below if you guys have read any of these books, what you thought of them, or what you read this month. And I will see you guys later. Bye.